This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
And thanks for joining us here at 7 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. We begin with a closer look at the measures businesses are taking following a recent rash of robberies and an uptick in violent crime. RTV6's Stephanie Wade looks at what's being done to help and talks with one shop owner who is locking the doors during the day to stay safe.
I had a viewer reach out to me saying he came to this floral shop to pick up a corsage for his daughter. He says he was sad to see this sign that says, due to increased activity in the area, our doors will remain locked today. Call and someone will let you in. He says this is just another example of businesses and neighbors concerned about safety in the area.
At least if I see somebody that I think looks a little suspicious, I can choose whether to open the door or not. It's just kind of a way of protecting ourselves, protecting our employees.
Jacqueline Phelps says she puts this sign up at the Shadeland Flower Shop when she's working alone, worried about recent crime. Last month, a Subway employee was shot and killed while working just down the road. Plus, the Kroger and Speedway gas station were robbed nearby, too.
I've had customers that have told me within the last week, they were like, you know, this area was never like that. We never had to worry about our homes, never had to worry about going outside our homes and going shopping.
The president of BRAG, or the Binford Redevelopment and Growth Board, says they actually had a meeting last night and sat down with IMPD and city council members to talk about the upward trend in robberies. They were encouraging businesses to update their surveillance cameras and neighborhoods to start crime watches so they're not so vulnerable to crime. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
The BRAG board says they'd also like to work with Crime Stoppers to increase rewards to encourage people to offer information about crimes. Their focus is on finding who's doing this and then keeping them away.
This almost doesn't look real, but it is. Check out the city lights and the kind of orange glow there after the setting sun just before 6:30. Temperatures, they responded to all that sunshine today in a slight change in wind direction. We made it up to 36 for the high in Indy, 37 down in Bloomington. Not much warmer along the Ohio River. Temperatures tomorrow will end up warmer. We're currently at 29. These are falling off rather quickly with the relatively light wind and the clear sky that sets us up then for temperatures in the lower 20s. That's the key tomorrow toward warming temperatures even more, the southwest wind. About 24 first thing in the morning, 36 close to noon. We'll finish the rest of the hourly forecast coming up.
See you soon, Kevin. Thank you. Tonight we're focusing on the heroism of people who risk their lives in this highway inferno. You first saw this story on RTV6 yesterday afternoon. A tanker carrying 4,000 gallons of fuel overturned on the ramp at I-465 and I-70 on the east side. As several people pulled out their phones and started filming, a woman ran toward the crash. Holly McNally just gave birth to a baby boy on Monday. Her son is still in the NICU. She was actually on her way home from the hospital when she saw the driver of that crashed tanker standing outside of the truck covered in flames. That's when her adrenaline kicked in. She and another man helped pull the driver away from the flames. Holly says they got away just seconds before an explosion.
It was a matter of, I'm not going to let him pass away because I just had a baby. You know what I mean? This is somebody's baby. He could be a daddy. Nobody, and I didn't want to see a life taken when I just gave life. Like, I couldn't stand there and just see that happen. Couldn't do it.
Holly and fellow Samaritan Mitch Navarre stayed with the driver until first responders arrived. They both say that if they were faced in the same situation, they would do it again. Well, in Thursday's crash, firefighters had to deal with heavy smoke and flames to put out the fire. It's a risk they take daily, protecting the community they serve. But experts say it's a duty that is putting their own health and future at risk. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is in Hancock County, where one fire department is taking steps to protect current and future members from cancer.
As a firefighter, when you first get on the job, you don't necessarily worry about that. You think you're invincible.
Lieutenant Tony Bratcher serves on the Sugar Creek Township Fire Department in New Palestine. As a leader, he's now thinking about how to protect his fellow firefighters from cancer. According to studies completed by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, firefighters face a 9% increase in cancer diagnosis and a 14% increase in cancer-related deaths. That's compared to the general population in the U.S. Bratcher says both a former and current member of his fire department have both been diagnosed with cancer.
I think the statistics have gotten to the point where it's hard to deny that cancer is coming from occupational exposure.
The department recently received this ultrasonic cleanser that helps them remove carcinogens from their breathing masks. It was donated from 1-800-BOARD-UP, which provides resources for fire departments and victim assistance to people after emergencies.
The quicker we can get it cleaned and make sure we can rid it from all the contaminants, the quicker we can be back in regular service and have clean gear inside the cab.
Here at the Sugar Creek Township Fire Department, each firefighter has 2 sets of gear. That way, while one set is getting cleaned, they have another set in service. The Central Indiana office of 1-800-BOARD-UP has donated these cleansing devices to at least 13 other Central Indiana fire departments as well. Working for you in Hancock County, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
It is a mandated move-out day for residents of a Southwest Side mobile home park. The deadline for the I-70 mobile home park comes about 5 months after people living there reached out to RTV6 for help. In August, they were given a 60-day notice to vacate. After RTV6 got involved, the Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the landowners, and that move extended the deadline. Today, the few remaining residents packed up their belongings and left. However, the mobile home park has become a breeding ground for dozens of stray cats. Cat trappers from Face Animal Clinic have been on the scene, pulling cats out of abandoned homes before they're demolished.
With all the people moving out, there won't be anyone here to feed the strays. So it's a big problem. That's why we try to preach spay and neutering, because when people have emergencies and have to move, and unfortunately they leave pets behind and they're not spay and neutered, they keep reproducing, and it just causes a big problem for everybody.
So far, they've removed 55 stray cats from the property. They hope to place the friendlier cats in rescue homes. The fallout from an online charter school scandal continues. Now elected officials are giving campaign money to charity, and one state lawmaker is still under scrutiny for some non-legislative work. Ray Steele has the story in this week's State House Roundup.
Regardless of politics, regardless of party, there's one thing everyone at the State House has in common.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
But sometimes where the bling bling comes from can come back to haunt you. Governor Holcomb does not have to holla holla for $1 these days. He has more than $7 million in his campaign account. But the governor is giving away some of that money. It's because he got it from people with ties to 2 Indiana virtual schools that are now out of business because the state stopped saying, "Here comes the money." The Indiana Virtual School and the Indiana Virtual Pathways Academy got caught lying about how many students they enrolled. Those 2 schools had taken more than $86 million over the years from the state because they were both public charter schools. This week, Governor Holcomb said he would donate the campaign contributions in question to charity. So did House Speaker Brian Bosma and State Senate Leader Ron Bray. We're still waiting to hear from numerous other lawmakers who took similar donations. State House Democrats are also calling for more information from Republican State Senator Travis Holdman of Markle. This week, Nikki Kelly of the Fort Wayne Journal-Gazette was first to report that Holdman was under contract as a consultant for the Indiana Virtual School at the same time he was voting in the legislature on their state funding. Republicans say Holdman did not make enough money off that contract to violate state law, but Holdman would not tell the Journal-Gazette exactly how much he was paid. Holdman ended his contract last year when news about the virtual schools lying about enrollment numbers first became public. Working for you with State House Roundup, Ray Steele, RTV6.
Now still ahead here on RTV6, facing the fear. As scientists learn more about the coronavirus and research ways to stop it, we are separating the fact from fiction. This fear is spreading faster than the virus. Also, you'll see how an Indiana-based company with a huge presence in China is taking a stand to fight back against the virus, the ways Cummins is doing its part. Next.
Indy Home Experts at theindychannel.com. This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
We've told you how the death toll from the coronavirus is nothing compared to the flu. Still, Ashar Karashi found the fear of the coronavirus may be spreading faster than the virus itself.
Now to the coronavirus.
One by one, they were put onto buses.
Coronavirus hot zone. The death toll around the world.
Coronavirus continues to dominate the headlines. Quarantines, lockdowns, and daily death toll updates have heightened the fear of the respiratory illness. Much of it stems from the unknown. The exact mortality rate is still a big question.
And sometimes if you just have a cold, you just stay home and you never get tested. And so those people don't appear in the totals, which make it look like it might be more deadly than it is.
Dr. Emily Landon is an epidemiologist and infectious disease specialist at the University of Chicago Hospital. She says the virus is causing alarm for several reasons. Everyone is susceptible, there is no vaccine yet, and it's unclear whether antiviral medicines will be effective.
More people that get this new coronavirus, it looks like more of them will die than the same number of people who get the influenza virus.
Social media misinformation like this global air travel map that went viral, incorrectly predicting the spread of the outbreak, have not helped.
Fear has driven the Chinese response to the crisis.
That fear factor, say economists, is costing global financial markets.
For China, it's going to be billions. For the U.S., it's unclear yet.
Suspended flights, supply chain disruptions, and factory and store closures are already hurting major U.S. companies like Walmart, Starbucks, and Apple.
Apple's already announced their earnings are going to be reduced because their factories in China are shut down, and so they're not going to have enough supply of Apple iPhones here in the States.
Still, public health officials are quick to point out that they're being vigilant about identifying cases, quarantining, and in turn isolating the virus so it can't reproduce.
The only thing that's really going to protect you is if you clean your hands before you touch your face, period.
Economists and healthcare experts agree that while there is cause for concern, so far, however, there is no reason to panic. Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.
A global company based in Indiana is taking steps to help fight the coronavirus outbreak. The engine manufacturer Cummins has a significant presence in China. That's why Cummins East Asian Employee Resource Group has partnered with the Columbus Chinese Association to raise funds for protective goggles and other medical supplies. Those items were going to hospitals in Wuhan and neighboring cities. They've raised more than $20,000 in just a matter of days. Some organizers still have strong family ties in China.
We started this initiative because of, as the situation escalates and people think, oh no, this is really a very different thing. Like my parents recently told me they've never experienced anything like this in their lifetime. So that's why a lot of people are caring and trying to see if they can support it.
Some of the families have already arrived in China. The group continues to accept donations for the next batch of protective equipment. Coming up in RTV6 Consumer Alert, the reason why one company wants to reach out to parents with little ones and what the company will do to right its wrong.
How much warmer for the weekend when rain returns and what changes arrive in the middle of next week? Those are all topics straight ahead.
The 2020 Altima.
A viral video showing the impact of bullying has resulted in an outpouring of support for a young Australian boy. 9-year-old Caden Bales lives with dwarfism and has been bullied at school. Well, this week, his mother posted a video of him sobbing, saying he wanted to kill himself. The clip has been viewed millions of times, triggering a global outpouring of support, including from actor Hugh Jackman. Comedian Brad Williams, who also lives with dwarfism, set up a GoFundMe page to send Bales and his mother to Disneyland in California. As of Thursday, it has raised more than $221,000. A company is recalling an inclined sleeper over suffocation risks. It's the sleeper that goes inside this Cold Care brand Cuddle and Care 2-in-1 bassinet. The sleeper is considered an accessory for the bassinet. The company says you should stop using the accessory, but just the inclined sleeper, not the rest of the bassinet. It is refunding the cost. Google is cracking down on Android apps that track a user's location in the background. It started a new review process beginning in August. Part of that process is checking to see if the apps need to access and track location data. Google published a blog this week explaining the changes. In August, all new apps will have to go through the review. It expands to all existing apps in November. Kevin's here now with your Storm Team 6 forecast, and we really enjoyed not only the sunny day, but a beautiful sunset.
Nice to see. We're going from heavy coat to a light jacket.
All right.
By the time we get to Sunday and Monday, it's still cool tonight, no doubt about it. Temperatures will drop into the lower 20s with the clear sky Mark mentioned. Relatively light wind. That's a recipe for the cold temperatures. But we're above average through early next week. 41, 42 degrees, the average high this time of year. Once we get past Tuesday, temperatures start to fall next week. Big area of high pressure. The last 2 days, we were on the cold side of high pressure. The next 2 days will be on the mild side. Everything flows around this in a clockwise pattern, which means it'll grab a south wind for us, southwest wind, and start pulling warmer temperatures into the state. What's off the California coast will become our rain as we move into the work week next week. Low pressure spinning here. You see the stream of moisture off the Pacific Ocean through the southwest. That will converge toward the Midwest in the early part of next week. Temperature tomorrow, 49. We'll see mostly sunny skies. It's still a cold start. There's your 21 degrees first thing in the morning. Afternoon high temperature on Sunday up to 51. That rain comes in more toward midnight, the way it looks right now. Just to show you, Sunday 11 o'clock, the gray of cloud cover leading edge into central Indiana. Then the showers come in overnight and into the morning hours on Monday. Right now, temperatures range from the low 30s, 33 in Muncie, to the upper 20s down in Columbus. Anywhere in the metro area, temperatures just below the freezing mark in most cases. We'll be down into the lower 20s even in Indy by the time we get to 11 o'clock tonight. Let's look at your Saturday. The wind will be noticeable. I think ultimately it will be a little stronger on Sunday, but that's still 10 to 20 mile per hour wind out of the southwest. Temperature warms into the upper 40s for the afternoon high. Temperatures again should be in the low 40s this time of year. There's your strong south wind on Sunday, gusting over 20. That brings even warmer temperatures into the state, and you can plan on highs in the low 50s. 7-day forecast. That rain greets you early next week. On the way to work, rain is likely Monday. Still a chance of showers Tuesday. As we get to Wednesday, cold enough for a rain-snow mix as highs are back in the 30s.
You better enjoy that weekend then before then.
Oh, we will.
All right, Kevin, thanks. And we'll be right back with more of RTV6 News at 7 after this. If you go to Costco food court for cheap hot dogs and pizza, but you are not a member, you aren't going to be able to do that for much longer. Costco says buying items from the food court has always required a membership. They just haven't enforced it until now. Starting in March, the warehouse chain will require you to have an active membership to visit the food court. It costs about $60 per year. Facebook will pay you to record your voice. The company is looking for select people to help improve its voice recognition tools. All you have to do is record a phrase followed by the first name of a Facebook friend. You do that multiple times. In total, the task takes about 5 minutes. It doesn't pay much, though. You get up to $5 sent to your PayPal. Look for the Facebook survey on a market research app called Viewpoints. Toy maker Hot Wheels has teamed up with electric car maker Tesla to create a couple of small-scale Tesla Cybertrucks. The radio-controlled toys are electric and run on a rechargeable battery. They also have a functioning headlight and tail light, all-wheel drive, and a telescopic tailgate that folds out to a loading ramp there. There will be 2 versions, a track-compatible 1 to 64 scale version that costs $20, and a 1 to 10 scale limited edition hobby-grade version that costs $400. They're available for pre-order but won't ship until December 20th. Nabisco has had a lot of success with its flavored Oreo releases, but the Supreme Oreo is generating a much more pricey buzz. According to Bloomberg, some small sleeves of Supreme Oreos garnered bids of up to $4,000 on eBay this week. Some listings are far less. The buzz is thanks to streetwear brand Supreme, which is known for limited edition collections that fetch high resale prices. Supreme's Spring-Summer 2020 drop featured not only a tire, but also double stuffed Oreos in the brand's signature bright red. That's some pricey sweets right there.
I buy, excuse me, Oreos with one intention, and it's not resale.
No, it's to eat.
Yep.
Devour them. Yeah.
They're gone. Devour downtown, you got to devour those. 31 by mid-morning tomorrow, 41 for the afternoon. High temperature close to 50 degrees. Lots of sunshine for the weekend. Enjoy that.
Cookies for dinner?
Sure.
Sounds good to me. See you back here at 11.